Welcome back to the channel. And once again, if you missed out on these free buy signals, it means you're not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another update. Subscribe? Seriously? Do it now. Perfect. Let's continue with the video. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing discussed in this video constitutes financial advice. Always do your own independent research, assess your risk tolerance, and consult with a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions. Now, of course, this is where people get frustrated. They start to move out of projects, abandoning ship at the first signs of stagnation. And as soon as they move out of Zebeck into other projects, boom! Zebeck goes up and goes completely parabolic. It's a classic case of investor impatience. This video should help you navigate the month ahead a bit better, whether you're holding long or thinking about re-entering. So, the big question is, why aren't we seeing that immediate break-off, that lift-off moment, that vertical spike for Zebeck that so many were anticipating? Let's unpack this. First, it's important to understand that whether we like it or not, Zebeck has already had an incredible run this year. Since bottoming out in July, it soared to peak gains well over 900%. That's not a small number. Even now, the token is still up more than 354% since that recent April bottom. So yes, even though it may feel like the momentum is cooling, the reality is that Zebeck has already delivered massive returns in a relatively short span. And that's probably one of the main reasons we haven't seen that next big breakout yet. There's still a bit of profit-taking going on. This is normal market behavior. After such aggressive moves, some investors naturally take profits, especially as prices start to consolidate or stagnate. It's often the final stage of selling before the real upside resumes. The last of the weak hands exit, the selling pressure dies down, and then, when everyone least expects it, the rocket ignites. So what's next? What I'm personally expecting from Zebeck in the short term is a sharp, aggressive upside move. It won't be gradual, it'll be sudden, and it will likely catch many people off guard. This spike will likely compensate for the current lack of momentum we're seeing. It's a bit of a pressure cooker effect. The longer the base builds, the stronger the eventual breakout. Let's get specific. How high could Zebeck realistically go in July? Are we going to see a repeat of the 900% rally we witnessed earlier this year in April? Probably not. And I'm not just trying to be conservative for the sake of sounding rational. There are fundamental reasons behind that viewpoint. The current market cap of Zebeck is around $271 million. Even if Zebeck were to 10x from here, we'd still only be looking at a $2.7 billion market cap. That's still quite small in the grand scheme of things. But such an explosive move would likely require sustained broad market bullishness, something we can't take for granted in this climate. A 300% short-term move from here. That's right. I believe Zebeck could potentially triple in value during July. That puts our conservative price target around 0.12932. That's not a moonshot prediction. It's reasonable, it's data-driven, and it's aligned with similar post-consolidation pump patterns we've seen in well-performing crypto projects in similar positions. Let's talk upside. If we break above May's highs, and we're not far off from those levels, then this 300% move becomes increasingly likely. At that point, it becomes a matter of momentum and market sentiment. A lot of people who have been sitting on the sidelines will jump back in. That kind of psychological shift fuels upward movement, and before you know it, we're charting new local highs. So if you're thinking about exiting now, just keep in mind that Zebeck could potentially 3x from here in the near term. Again, that's just the conservative view. Now let's shift gears. Here's where we get a little more ambitious. My bullish outlook. If the broader crypto market continues trending upwards and we get alignment with Bitcoin and Ethereum rallies, then I'm looking at a 5x move equals 0.19399, a 7x move 2660827. These levels aren't pulled out of thin air. They're calculated based on historical performance, tokenomics, and behavioral patterns of crypto assets during similar market conditions. You'll also get access to an exclusive video I created called How I Made $100,000 in 1 month and 16 days. That's in the free group too, so if you're serious about your gains, it's worth checking out. Back to the targets. So, we've established a baseline target of 3x for July and a bullish range between 5x to 7x. But what should you be doing right now today if you're holding Zebeck? First, determine your investing horizon. Are you in this for the short term or long term? If you're in it for the long term, say 2 to 5 years, then honestly, you don't need to stress. The current price levels are almost irrelevant because you're looking at the broader trajectory. Zebeck is one of those projects that has the infrastructure, development activity, and growing ecosystem to potentially survive and thrive long term. But if you're more interested in short-term flips, then this is where strategy matters. Based on my conservative estimate, there's still a strong opportunity to see 3x returns this month. That alone makes it a worthwhile short-term trade. But you should also consider diversifying into other high-potential projects. As always, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Let me be real with you. There are other coins out there that may do 10x, 20x, even 50x in the next 30 days. And yes, my team and I believe we've identified several of them. If you want that alpha, the link to the Crypto Crew Premium is in the description. But if you want a long-term anchor in your portfolio that you can accumulate and build a meaningful position in, Zebeck is sitting in a golden zone right now. Even if we get the 3x move I mentioned earlier and price retraces 70 to 75% after hitting that high, you're still likely to end up at break-even or slightly below. It's not going to zero overnight. The current entry zone at 0.032236 is incredibly attractive, especially when viewed on higher time frames. So again, are you in this for the short term or the long haul? It's a question only you can answer. But regardless of the approach, this entry point offers compelling risk-reward dynamics. To summarize, conservative target, 3x equal 1.94332. Bullish target, 5x will 0.19349, very bullish, 7x 0.260827. These numbers are grounded in logic, past data, and current sentiment. Remember, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own independent research. Join the free Telegram group to get live updates and alerts. This is a game of patience, data, and timing, and those who stay informed win. Got questions or your own price target for ZBCN? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next ZBCN update or other altcoin breakdowns. Share this with a friend who's sleeping on ZBCN. Help them catch up before the next move. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay smart, stay skeptical, and stay invested in narratives that actually make sense. Catch you in the next one.